Welcome back to This Old Car. I'm Jim Bradshaw with Backyard Restoration. No, I'm just kidding. We got some stuff to do. Well, I have some stuff to do. You guys are probably going to watch about 5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes of this and just stop watching. What are we doing, Jimmy? Well, Jim, here's what we're going to do today. This Honda needs a little bit of maintenance. I'm going to do another round of power steering, flushing outing. I think I ran out of that. I got a little bit I'm going to use up for this. And then I'm going to finish her off with regular, fresh pre-stone. Really has never been changed. I did one round, but I'm going to do another round. But prior to that, it's never been changed. That's probably why we have some of these leaks. The oil breaks down, you get all that weird chemical breakdowny stuff. Something about acid, I don't know. Now, Jim, we got another thing we're going to do. We're putting new belts on. Initially, we were going to wait and do the timing belt because we have to take all this off anyways to do that job. But since these belts are dry rotted and we're constantly driving this, mostly because it's hot out, we got AC, we're rolling in this thing, right? So we're gonna need new belts. We got AC and alternator, and we have power steering. Hopefully the guy picked these out correctly because we're about 30 miles away from this fucker. And let's take a look at what else we got. Normally, Jim does not buy STP stuff, but in this case, he bought STP. Being cheap, it's a cheap car. It's just of course, then it's just the excuse. What happens is when you keep cheaping out, then this stuff adds up, and then you end up with a breakdown. Just regular old motor oil, 5W20, 5 quarts. That's all we need. Halfway decent filter. This was like $22 at AutoZone. So $22. We put 5,000 miles on it since the last oil change, and that's how many miles I've put on it since I got the thing. We're gonna do that. We'll do power steering, new belts. But for right now, Jim, we're gonna let this fucker cool off because it is hot. We just got off the road. Gonna cool it off. Alright, and we're back. Got the car up in the air. I've started draining the oil. There's not an oil change is an oil change. This car's super easy. I mean, the plug's like a 17 millimeter. You drop that and get a hot oil all over your hands, and then the filter is right above the drain plug. It's so easy to do. I've got some coffee, iced coffee, which I'm gonna have to make another cup. One thing I noticed after doing the wheel bearings and the brakes, I got a little shake. It was really bad at first, but I put the lug nuts on with the impact gun, which is not a good idea. I undid the passenger side and then did them by hand and made a huge improvement. I got to do this side because I noticed that I put it up, in the air, put it in gear, ran it up to about 60 miles an hour, and this time was just like pretty bad. So I'm gonna undo that and torque it down by hand, put the breaker bar like I normally do with all the wheels, and I don't have any problems, and they aren't a bunch of shaky piles of crap. So there's an oil pan underneath this thing, just collecting anything that drips out. I'm just letting the engine basically cool down and let all the oil settle and make its way to the drip pan down below. What I'd like to do is, let's see, this is the tensioner for this. Okay, I see what that's doing now. I basically want to loosen okay, it looks like a stud. Probably gonna be a 10, no, it's gonna be a 12. Let's see if we could do this with baby tools. So that's definitely a 10. But there's this little guy right here. Yep, that's a 12. Whew. You're stuck. Covered in grime. I gotta get a power steering pump for this thing. Or at least a seal kit. I think really all it needs is a seal kit. And then oh, you know what we gotta undo this guy here, which lets it go up and down. Okay, let's get some torque on that. What I don't want it doing is bending the goddamn bolt. That'd just be awful. Okay. Oops, sorry guys. We lost tension in the bolt? I think so. It was starting to bend that bolt, believe it or not. So I'm just going to run this down till we have all the slack in the world. And this just wraps around the medium-sized pulley there. This pump is going to be stupid easy to replace. I know I can barely see, so you guys aren't going to be able to see. And it is now wedged. Oh, what the hell? God. Fuck. So I wanted to check, before we get too far, check our replacement belt. It's got a bando. Yeah, same part number. This is a 4PK 1062 on this belt here. The same part number is that right there. Always a good idea to check. Your old one's always gonna, Jesus Christ. Your old one's gonna have a little bit of stretch to it, but they're about the same size. I kind of want to take this pump out and move them over a little bit. Yeah, that's hot. I know somebody's gonna say, "Well, it's completely unnecessary. You don't need to do that." And I'm fighting a little bit of grime here. One of those deals where it won't ratchet, but you can't turn it by hand. A little grime in there. Just want to move it over a little bit like that. See what we're working with here for getting the alternator loose. So it looks like another 12. It's going to be down at the bottom of the alternator. See if I can get in here and you guys can't see shit. I can barely see what I'm doing. It appears to have gotten it. Yep, that worked. Now, is there a tensioning bolt on that as well? I think there is. Tight spot. So that little bolt right there that you can barely see. And then there's that nut that looks kind of chewed up. That's what I was working on. And there's that bolt there. And then we got this here, which is probably going to be a 14. This guy right here. We'll loosen that up and then our alternator will move up and down. Well, we can get that belt out. 14 feet, that is. I don't want my snap-on ratchet anymore. Because the dipstick's in the way. Okay, I'm gonna try and get my dick beater down in there with a 10 mil. I might have to put some new batteries in this flashlight. Not coming loose yet. Okay, I got a lot of slack on that bolt down there. Found out that was part of my AC and now it's gonna like leak and hiss everywhere. You're like, ah, damn it. Okay, there's gotta be some other magical trick here. No, that's the tensioner. I was right. I don't even have the right sort of socket on it. Like just by doing this job here, now my back is gonna be all bigger. Okay, we're getting loose now. Okay, and then I'm just going to slip this down past the crank pulley and try not to get it wedged. There we go. And then, of course, it gets back in behind everything. There we go. Oh yeah, this bell is toast. Rock hard, dry rotted. I'm starting to miss pieces. Oh yeah, like it's all the rubber's even worn down. Wow. Let's get our new belt. Okay, let's see if part numbers match. 6PK1115. We got 6PK1120. They're same size, so we'll just see if they work. Made in USA, believe it or not. Alternator feels okay. Yeah, the power steering pump's definitely leaking. Alright, I'm gonna have a little coffee break and then we'll come back and put the belts on. Okay, tubes, I had a disappointing finding. Not with the car, but with my stock. My inventory. I only have extra AA batteries. I don't have extra AAA batteries. So, my flashlight is out of commission right now. That's okay. I can do this. I'm gonna snake this down, and then I'm bending, flattening out the one side so I can get it around the crank pulley, and get this up over the alternator, and then we gotta flatten this thing out to get it in front of the AC compressor, which I'm doing blindly, by the way. Don't give me that I can't see what you're doing crap. I can't even see what I'm doing. Okay, I gotta go under and I can get a hold of the bottom end of the belt. Looks like it got around the EC compressor. That wasn't too bad. You know, I gotta be honest. If anybody's ever done a Ford Focus, you know that it's a real dick. So now what we'll do is we'll bring this up. We're gonna tighten this little screw up here, and then we'll just snug it up till we're tight, but not super tight. We got our 10 right here. Do we have a better access this way? I think we do. So I tighten these up just until the belt starts to tighten up a little bit, but doesn't have too much deflection in it. Got like a captive bolt deal going on here. So we'll just put that in there. Get that other bolt in. Get some of the grime off. Get the pump all the way down. So now what I'm going to do is just run this one bolt in. So it's partially snug, and then same thing with this one, just partially snug. I've got it set up so when you look down at the letters of the belt, you can read them without having to go from the other angle. So this just goes around. This doesn't really go around anything other than the power steering pulley. Might have to go underneath and grab it. That's not bad. There, so now we're around that good, nice and good. I'm going to put, all the numbers are going to be just like that, so they'll be in sync. So now, get our 10 out here. I'm just going to draw this up. Until I'm happy with the tension. Right now I have a lot of tension on it, or a lot of slop. That's good. I think that's going to be good. Cool. I like that. I like seeing new belts. These are actually softer. Those old ones were getting hard. Just a freaking breakdown waiting to happen. So now, that's not the right size there. Snug that. And then this one here. I'll go ahead and run this one home. Oh, That's not gonna be good. Fuck. Okay, so what happened is there's a captive bolt. And it's twisted. There we go. That's much better. Okay. Did that fucking bolt go sideways again? This motherfucker. Fuck, why does it keep twisting? Why does it keep twisting? Tubers, tell me why does it keep twisting? There we go. Isn't that amazing? By the way, I do have another flashlight. I was gonna get mad at me for using a 1/4-inch ratchet. Just gonna be nasty about it too. That seems good. That seems good. These are gonna get stretched out anyways when they break in. This wheel here, just a side note, I released it or undid all the nuts and put them back, put the tire back on, and then put all the nuts on by hand, and just kind of wiggled it around so it would center up, and spun it by hand, and it looks a lot better than what it was. Because when I first put it back on after doing the brakes and wheel bearings, it had this like little Humpty Dump going on, and now it doesn't seem to have that. So, like I said, I put them on with the lug nuts or the lug. Oh my god. I put them on with the breaker bar, and then I evenly snug them in a crisscross pattern. So that's what that's all about. That should be good. I'll probably go for a cruise later, or I'll just probably not go anywhere tomorrow. I don't know. Unless my mom's like, hey, you should come over and board. Okay, Mom. Well, I gotta finish setting up the security system anyway, so. Anyways, I'm gonna get to changing this power steering fluid out. And how I'm going to do that, I'll show you how I've always done it in the past. So this is the power steering reservoir on the Honda. On the Honda, I hope the fan's not blowing right in your microphone. So I get a turkey baster, put a little piece of tubing over it. Make sure the tubing's clean. And this fluid's not that bad. I've already changed it once. I just want to change it again to where it starts coming out clear. And then I just dump it in a little jar. Alright, we're going to finish off this Napa power steering fluid, and then we're going to cycle it and switch to, well, we're going to switch to Freestone before we start it. Yeah, we're out of this now. You know, sometimes doing maintenance like this is kind of fun. I'm enjoying it. At least now I know the car will be happy. Okay, there's a line, a fill line. I'm just gonna fill up to that. Okay, so now that we're running and we don't have any squeaky belt going on, we're gonna cycle the steering wheel back and forth. Lock to lock. Probably do this until that bottle of Prestone is gone. I don't want to get any more. That belt squeak just about killed my ears. So I think I can get one more round out of that. So I'm gonna do the same thing. Just rotate the wheels, cycle it out. Do one more round. I probably won't do any more for right now because at a later time I'm going to replace this power steering pump. Start it up again, see if we can spot oil on the belts. Alright, after getting this thing started up and let the belt settle, I figured out why it was squeaking. Put the AC on and right away, and And all it was is we lost tension in the belt. It settled in. And I might, this one seems to be fine. Honk, 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 honk. I think I'm actually done with doing the power steering fluid for right now. But I want to tighten that up so my belt's not squeaking like a son of a bitch. I'm going to tighten that up, retension it. Other than that, I think we're done with the Honda for today. Well, anyways, I am done working on this. I'm going to edit up some videos and relax. The belt thing, kind of unexpected, but I wanted to get it done before it caused a breakdown. Power steering fluid, just wanted to kind of change it out. So at least the next time when I do the power steering pump, we'll flush it out again and we'll have fresh power steering fluid. But after that, I'm probably going to order a water pump time belt kit like I've been talking about. That's going to be coming up. Probably going to do the exhaust after that. I'm going to get a whole kit and we're going to just do the exhaust. I'm thinking I'm going to get a header. Why not, right? So anyways, I'm tightening up that belt. What the hell is that noise? What the fuck are you doing? I'm out there making a video and you're here doing this shit? What the fuck, man? You tell me what the fuck this is. How are you here? I'm the real me. You're... What the fuck? Whatever. I don't care. I'm going to bed early. Fuck you. Clone piece of shit. And why is that on fan mode and not air conditioning? It's like 80 degrees in here. You dickbag. Fucker. Well, at the time, I didn't really think the AC needed to be on. I figured I'd just put it on like, you know, fan mode. Just, you know, air circulation. It's cheaper to run the fucking air conditioning than it is the goddamn heaters in this fucking house. Put it on AC. If that thermometer in there is more than 70 degrees, you put it on, you set the fucking thing to like 72, and it just keeps it halfway decent in here. Don't worry about the cost. Well, we're both paying for the electric. Well, how is this working? If you're a clone, are you paying, do you have a job or do you work the same job I work? What's going on? Or you just sit here on your ass editing videos all day? I'm going to bed early. Way early, because it's like 6:30. Tired. I'm going to bed. Asshole. And we'll never know who the real me was. Or is. You laugh differently.